8 dumb behaviors of INFJ that actually scream genius. What if the very behaviors you've been told are strange, impractical, or even straight up dumb, are actually the fingerprints of an unusual form of genius hiding beneath the surface? In this video, we're breaking down 8 INFJ behaviors that look irrational or quirky on the outside, but underneath reveal a level of psychological depth and intuitive intelligence most people never get close to understanding. So if you're an INF, this is the decoding of patterns you've lived with your whole life. Patterns that finally make sense when you realize they're not accidents. Let's begin. 1. Overthinking every micro-interaction like it's a full social thesis. Picture this. An INFJ leaves a simple conversation, maybe with a coworker, a friend, or even a stranger at the grocery store. And suddenly, their brain starts spinning a 300-page internal report. Did they sound too cold, too warm? Did they accidentally offend the person? Why did they raise their eyebrow like that? Were they hiding something? Were you hiding something? To other people, this looks ridiculous, dramatic, unnecessary, a waste of mental energy. But here's the thing. INFJs aren't overthinking their pattern tracking. INFJs naturally read between the lines of every interaction. Their intuition isn't passive, it is scanning, interpreting, decoding emotional frequencies most people aren't even aware they emit. They pick up micro-expressions, shifts in tone, word choices, pauses, hesitations, and contradictions. They're not worrying, they're mapping psychological truth. And that ability to sense people's motives, needs, and contradictions, that's not just intuition. That's genius in motion. 2. Avoiding conflict even when they know they're right. Think about the times you wanted to say something, the times you knew exactly what was wrong, exactly what someone was hiding, exactly what the solution was, but you stayed quiet, and you hated yourself for it. You thought, why am I like this? Why can't I just speak up? But INFJs don't avoid conflict because they're weak. They avoid it because they understand exactly how explosive their words can be. INFJs don't argue impulsively. Their insights hit directly at a person's identity, motivations, and insecurities. They see the truth beneath the mask, and they know that speaking that truth bluntly can tear someone apart. So they hold it, they pause, they calculate, not because they're scared, but because they know the power they hold. And true geniuses don't waste their ammunition. 3. Disappearing randomly when life gets overwhelming. You know that INFJ vanish, the sudden retreat from messages, from social plans, from responsibilities, even from people they deeply care about. To the outside world, it looks immature, irresponsible, a sign of emotional instability. But here's what's actually happening. INFJs process the world through a deep internal framework. When too many emotional inputs hit them at once, people's energies, expectations, disappointments, needs, the INFJ's mind hits a saturation point. Overstimulation in an INFJ isn't like normal stress. It's like trying to listen to 100 conversations at the same time. The sudden disappearance isn't running away. It's neurological maintenance. The INFJ needs solitude not to escape reality, but to organize it, interpret it, and rebuild their inner clarity. They disappear to return stronger. 4. Being able to tell what someone really means, but struggling to express their own emotions. You've probably had this moment. Someone pours their heart out to you, and you instantly understand what's really going on beneath their words. You connect dots they never would have considered. You can see exactly where their pain is coming from. But when it's your turn to explain your feelings, everything goes silent. People say INFJs are mysterious, secretive, emotionally unavailable. But the truth is far more complex. INFJs process their own emotions in abstract form first, shapes, intuitions, patterns, underlying principles, not clear, concrete sentences. They need time to translate these emotional insights into language. It's like trying to put a cloud into a box. The irony, INFJs can read others with surgical precision, but struggle to translate themselves. But that internal complexity isn't a flaw. It's evidence of a highly sophisticated emotional system. 5. Giving advice that fixes people, who then still misunderstand them. INFJs have a rare ability, They can step inside someone's emotional architecture and analyze it from the inside out. They understand people in a way that feels almost psychic. They give advice others remember for years. But here's the painful part. Those same people rarely return the favor, not because they don't care, but because they simply can't comprehend the depth of what the INFJ is experiencing. The INFJ's inner world is layered, symbolic, philosophical, and deeply intuitive. The average person thinks in straight lines. INFJs think in multidimensional maps. So naturally, the emotional support they receive often feels superficial. But this mismatch isn't proof that INFJs are hard to love. It's proof that their mind works at a different altitude. 6. Hyperfixating on one random idea for days, or even weeks. Some people binge-watch shows. Some people shop online. INFJs. They latch onto one idea, a new theory, a concept, a psychological pattern, a personal insight, and they descend into it like they're excavating an ancient truth. Friends think it's weird, dramatic, obsessive, but INFJs don't get obsessed. They connect dots. An INFJ's intuition works like cosmic magnet pulling scattered information into alignment. When an idea sparks that internal magnet, they cannot let it go until it's fully formed. This deep dive behavior isn't distraction. It's intellectual integration. It's how INFJs make sense of the world, and how they generate insights no one else would ever think to explore. 7. Feeling responsible for emotions that aren't theirs. This is one of the behaviors INFJs judge themselves most harshly for. You walk into a room, and suddenly you're carrying other people's moods. Someone's anger, someone's sadness, someone's anxiety. It attaches to you like static electricity. You feel like you caused it. You feel like you're supposed to fix it. You feel like if you don't, something bad will happen. To outsiders, this seems irrational, even codependent. But INFJs aren't fragile empaths. Their intuitive sensitivity allows them to pick up emotional signals before others are consciously aware of them. And because INFJs can foresee emotional outcomes, they try to stabilize the situation before it turns into conflict, chaos, or hurt. This isn't weakness. It's emotional foresight, a form of relational intelligence very few personality types have. 8. Being too idealistic. In a world that is comfortable with mediocrity, INFJs are often told they're unrealistic, that they aim too high, that they expect too much from people, that their vision is impractical. But INFJs don't strive for the impossible. They strive for the necessary. They see the version of people that people are terrified to see in themselves. They sense potential long before it manifests, and they feel the weight of what humanity could become if people actually tried. INFJs aren't idealistic because they're naive. They're idealistic because they can see the future arc of a person, a relationship, a society, and they know settling for less slowly kills the soul. Their idealism is not fantasy. It's vision. And vision, misunderstood by the masses, often looks like foolishness until it isn't. So here's the truth. INFJs are not dumb. Their behaviors are not mistakes. Their quirks aren't defects. Everything people misunderstand about them, the intensity, the idealism, the withdrawal, the overthinking, the emotional depth, is part of a rare psychological blueprint. These so-called dumb behaviors are not weaknesses. They're symptoms of an intuitive genius shaped by complexity, depth, and emotional intelligence. If you're an INFJ, don't let the world convince you that your wiring is wrong. You are the way you are for a reason. And the more you understand these patterns, the more you'll see that your mind isn't just different. It's extraordinary. And it's time you own that. If this resonated with you, make sure to subscribe for more INFJ insights. Share your experiences in the comments. Your story might be the one another INFJ needed to hear today.